Hey YouTube, it's cabover Gary back here. I'm back out at my truck. I have a bunch of maintenance to do. So, sorry it's been a little time since I got a video out last, but I've been busy, which is good. But also leads to maintenance stuff getting piled up. And I think my busy might calm down a little bit, so I got some stuff I need to do. So let me flip you around. So on my old cabover, I call Flatty, the overhead needs ran. So as you've seen in older videos, the motor went down on me and I did a rebuild on it, and it's been about 75,000 miles, and it needs an oil change. So I thought it'd be a good time to double check that overhead. So I'm gonna be working on that today. So another project I got this week is finishing up the wedge. It is time. What I'm gonna do to it, this will probably be the next video. I'll just wait. You guys can see all that on the next video, but that's gonna be hooked up and running by the end of the week. Try to get some work with it. So I got this all jacked up. This line is leaking. Got my safety in, so I'm okay. I was a little worried jacking it up. I need to take that line off and get it built. I'm probably gonna do both of them since they're both the same age. That could be bad if that blows out. This leak, I really need to get fixed. I can't find the seal kit for this. It's not in stock, so I don't know what I'm gonna do there. I'm gonna set you up. I gotta take all this crap off the top of the motor to get the valve cover off, and then we'll start adjusting the overhead, and I'll show you how I do that. Changed the way I did it since the last time, and I'll explain why. So here's inside. So this is a l10, 300 horsepower Cummins motor. So it's a 10-liter motor. M11 was the one after this, which this procedure is the same for it, I believe. Injectors might be a little different than what I do. But yeah, so up here on this pulley right there is marked A, B, and C, and there's a line in here. So you line A up and you adjust what it says in the book. You line B up, you adjust what it says in the book. You line C up and adjust what it says. And we'll go through all that. But yeah, you can turn it off that pulley and everything. Makes it nice and easy to adjust these. Now I did just remember I did forget my crow's feet, so I'm gonna have to run to the house to get them to adjust the injectors, unfortunately. So I'm gonna set the valve cover back on here and run and grab that. I'll be back. Okay guys, so I have my breaker bar on here, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but right there is on B, lined up with the mark. So now let's go over the book, and you go here, and on advance to B, you adjust valves closed on 3, and you set cylinder 3. Or if it's on the other, if it's 180, then valves closed on 4 and you set 4. So that's kind of the way you go. I'm gonna go back over there and we'll see which one it's on and go from there. So I explain this a little bit better. So it's set so the valves I could adjust are on 4. So now the book will tell you to adjust Injector 1, and that's setting in with a certain amount of play above it. So there's an outer base circle method that most older mechanics that were around when these motors were running do, where they would set the injector that's firing. So I'm gonna do injector number 6 because that's the one that's firing right now. And the reason for that is it's more precise. When you set it off the clearances and the inner base circle method, they don't seem to close enough. So the way you do it on this is you need a dial style torque wrench, and I'm going to bottom an injector out, then add 90 to 95 inch-pounds to it. And you want this style torque wrench so you could creep up on it, so you don't go past it. By the time you do an audible click, you're pretty far along. So since I think my adjustments are right, I'm just I have this feeler gauge set up, which I highly recommend, and this engine set for the exhaust speed 027 and the intake at 014. So I'm supposed to adjust this cylinder here. So I am gonna check it if I could get in there. Yeah, that one's set perfect still. Let's check the intake. And what you're doing is you need to get it in between the rocker arm and the top of the cross bridge on this motor. And again, that's good. Which I kind of thought it was gonna be. I just wanted to double check it. Now, I gotta grab a wrench. I'll be right back. Now, if it wasn't adjusted, what I'd have to do is I'd have to break this lock nut down and adjust this until it plays right, then torque this lock nut back down. And then that's what holds it in place. The injector ones, you can't do it that way, so you gotta break the lock nut free. And then you're gonna take a wrench, I'm gonna back it up. And then go until I feel it bottom out. And you'll feel it like suddenly get harder. And you want to make sure this is backed off enough you're not hitting that. So right There, it got harder. So now, I need a crow's foot. I'm gonna need a extension. And when using a crow's foot, if you don't feel like doing the math, have it in here 90 degrees to it, because then you're not adding length. If this is up here, like open to the top, you're adding length to it, and you gotta calculate what that does to the torque reading. So now I'm just gonna forgot to get it to clear. You can't use a crow's foot, so you have to use a wrench, and you gotta make sure that you have it 90. It's real important to have it square now because you're adding a lot of length to it. Okay, so we're at 50, 75. Need a little bit more. Take this off to get it out of the way. The dipstick to the power steering's in the way. Okay. Okay, and then we're right there is 90. So now I need to hold this and then tighten this down. And that one's set. So now I'm gonna get this off the top of the motor. I'm gonna go up here, I'm gonna rotate this around the C and set the next set. Alright, so I'm on C, which is 1, and I'll be adjusting injector on number 2. I'm going to adjust the ejector first. So I'm going to unlock that. I'm going to back it off. And that should be enough. So now I'm going to go until I feel it bottom out. There's the bottom, right there. Now I'm gonna start tightening this down. That's a lot better. I might even need to redo that last one. I think the extension is throwing it off. Here's where it hits. And then there we go. Then we're gonna check the valves. Good. Good. Alright, so I'm just going to keep doing that, go through them all, and then they'll all be adjusted. Probably time-lapse you for the rest of this. Alright, so we're on 5 and just injector on 4. So let's check valve clearance. That's good. Where's my marker? Right there. This one's a little on the loose side, so I'm going to adjust that. So to do that, I gotta break the nut free, like so. Then I need to turn this a little bit, and I think this is the intake. And what you want is you want a light drag on it. I think that feels pretty good. So now I'm gonna hold the wrench and tighten the lock nut. There is a torque spec on these. I just get them pretty tight. That feels pretty good to me. So we're going to do this injector. I thought the injectors would have, oops, I need to break it free first, more on them because they had new push rods on them. But they all seem to be doing okay. I think they all were adjusted okay. Okay, they're bottomed out. Now I went off camera, I went and looked up the calculation. So I know with this setup, it needs to be 50, just over 50 inch-pounds to equal 90. You could just look them up. I used one off the TechPin website, but I'm sure there's several of them out there. And what it gives you, it has you measure the length of everything and then puts in a calculation. I just did it because it didn't feel right. I just wanted to double check, but the one I double checked was spot on with it. Alright, there we go. Lock this down. Okay, now I'm gonna turn it over. I haven't shown you guys that because I'm using the so we got 3-3 and then we're gonna adjust 1. So let's see. That one's good. That one's good. So let's adjust 1. Man, this one's tight. Go. There's where it bottoms. Okay. There we go. Lock that one down. And the last set. Gotta do. And then top ends adjusted. So we're on 6, 6, and 5. Oh, that one might have too much play. It's the exhaust, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's got too much. So I'm gonna tighten that one up. Let's check the intake real quick. Intake's a little on the tight side, so both of them need adjusted. Oh, that could have been bad. I need to get a pair of pliers. I'll be right back. So maybe not set all your tools up on top like that. Yeah, that could have been bad. Okay, did I get this broken free? All right. Double check that. Got the right one. It's a little tight. I got the drops. That one's good. Yeah, this one's a little tight. Hard to get to one. Feels good. You know what I could do? Put the ratchet side on. I still have it a little tight. Yeah, it's a little tight. That's good. Let's see if I can get it a little tighter. Yeah, I'm good with that. Let me double check it. Yeah, that one's good. So now we just got this last injector, and then we're done with the overhead. Okay, so here's where it hits. And there we go. So that concludes our overhead adjustment. So like I said, this isn't the way that's in the book, but this is the way that if you talk to old timers, this is the way they do them. There's one guy that I watch on YouTube, Harold Herbert's Tractor Repair. This is how he does them. He's the one that told me the measurement. Also, an 85-year-old guy that has that junkyard. This is how he does them all. And he says this is the only way to do a Cummins and have it run right. So, yeah, that's what I did. Listen to the old, well, Harold's not that old, but to listen to the guys that are doing this, working on this stuff. They have a lot of knowledge, and if you listen to them, you'll have a lot better outcome. There's older stuff. There's still a lot of guys who works on tractors and stuff that know these type of motors. This motor was in a lot of versatiles, and people know them. A lot of people don't like this motor, but it's been pretty good to me. So I'm gonna drop the valve cover back on. I'm gonna go pick up my kid. I'll be back to finish some stuff up. Oh.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, I'll get it out. Got Everett here changing the oil on my truck. He dropped the plug in the bottom of the bucket, unfortunately, but we'll get it out. Actually, we don't need it because we got a new plug for it. Actually, we're putting a Fomoco in it, which is a valve instead. Well, guys, me and Everett finished changing the oil and got all done, cleaned up, and back at the house. I didn't film a whole bunch with that. I don't know. I should do more. It's kind of cool. He actually asked to help change the oil tonight, which was a nice surprise and nice having him work with me. Hopefully You can learn a couple things. We are about to build a motor for that Jeep truck I got, so he showed some interest in learning how to put it all together and stuff. So that'll be fun to do. But if you guys like this video, please hit the like, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. But I don't know, I ain't gonna beg you to. And I'm probably gonna have a couple videos this week. Looks like I'm gonna do more and more maintenance this week and get some stuff done. So I'll catch you guys in a day or so.